So one of the things I wanted to give you all is a halal finance checklist. Using it as a self-audit for you to be able to potentially audit and see, hey, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And how can I course correct or self-correct? Or maybe I go take this topic of conversation to a scholar and I have this checklist ready to go. Let's start with a business revenue checklist. Number one, is your product or service permissible? Two, are your contracts clear in scope, price, timeline, refunds, and liabilities that exist within the business or for the service that you're offering? Three, do you avoid deceptive marketing and hidden terms in general? Are you very crystal clear in terms of what you are offering? Four, make sure that you're not selling what you cannot deliver or own. Selling things that which you do not own creates a problem from an Islamic standpoint. Now, I know that this may be difficult for you e-commerce guys because maybe what you're doing is you're drop shipping to an extent, right? You're getting the order, you're then going to the manufacturer, you're getting the order placed, the manufacturer is then shipping the product directly to the end user, and you're not holding onto that inventory. Again, I will say go speak with a scholar before a fatwa, or don't listen to my fatwa if I have one. I'm not a scholar to be able to give one. But again, depending on your scenario, put it down in the comment section down below. DM me on Instagram. Happy to look into your scenario. Financing checklist. Am I taking interest-bearing loans or LOCs, lines of credit? Are any markups tied to trade asset purchases? Are penalties are not profit-driven compounding. So a good example of this would be of, for example, I'll give the example of Guidance Residential. Guidance Residential does levy a penalty for a late payment. And the reason they do that is because there's an administrative burden to issue and send out a letter or a notice or try to get a hold of the individual who is late on their payments. And the scholars, at least in that particular scenario, I believe stipulated a minimum threshold that this is permissible, this is the cost of actually doing all this administration, and then therefore they take that cash, and typically what I've been told is that they then donate that to a charity of their choosing. That is how you can structure that potentially. Understand the exact contract and not just the label. So for example, what do I mean by this? I mean that, for example, if you have an ijara contract, a lease to own contract, you know what the terms of that contract are. I'm not confusing an ijara with a murabaha, with a salam versus a musharaka contract, right? I need to understand the exact context of that particular contract before I get into it. And if you do not understand, ask questions. Ask. Now, finally, let's get into the investing checklist. So have a screening methodology, right? For Sharia, a Sharia screener or something else along those lines. You'll probably find a couple down below in the comments section or in the data room, or even if you want, you can just go ahead and DM me and we can go ahead and get you set up with one. I know what I own and why it's permissible under that methodology. So for example, if I'm taking a look at the AOFI standards and I want to invest in a particular stock, let's say for example, NVIDIA, they create microchips and graphics cards for this massive AI boom. Overall, their business is halal. They don't carry much debt or very little debt. So maybe that's a permissible stock for you, right? Maybe you're not familiar with tech and maybe you just want to go straight into maybe textiles or agribusiness or oil, you name it, energy. That's for you to make a decision. Always avoid speculation as a hobby type like behavior. Speculation, maisir, gambling is not permissible. So whenever you do that, you're basically creating market volatility for no reason other than making a quick buck. I would rather you make steady, stable income than volatile income.